Okay, so the last part of this chapter is really talking about two-way tables. So with two-way tables, they are a way to display and observe relationships between two sets of categoric data. And what do we mean by categoric data? So those are words like different types of sports or different types of classes or food or anything that's categories, different kinds of categories. So two-way tables show us the frequency or number of times that something occurs. So here is an example of one of those data tables. And many of you might already know this and have done these before. I'm trying to see if I can get rid of that sunshine. I don't want to get rid of the sunshine. I need to make sure you can see this a little bit better. I don't know if it's better or worse. Anyway, okay, so what we need to do is Lexi conducted the survey and asked participants whether they were male or female and if they preferred summer or winter. So you've got different categories. We're going to observe these results in a two-way table. You're going to add each row or column to complete the totals and then use that information to answer these questions. So definitely need a calculator, so we're just adding these up. 23 plus 27. 35 plus 15. So look at your totals. Here is 100. Now we're going to add them up here. How many people preferred summer? How many people preferred winter? So now that you have your completed, always look at your total is what I call that, because we're going to need that later. So how many males were surveyed? 50. How many females? 50. How many total people were surveyed? 100. How many people said they preferred summer? So I'm going to look down that column. So you need to pay attention to columns and rows. That's 58. How many people said they prefer winter? 42. How many females only preferred winter? So that's that right there. That's the 15. And how many males said they preferred summer? So male summer only is 23. So you need to know how to read these. Okay, let's try the next one. Go ahead and start filling this one out with your totals. This one has more blanks, so you kind of have to figure this out. So how many people are right-handed, left-handed, who prefer pancakes or waffles? So how do I get this amount here? I take 50 minus 23 because my 50 was my total. I know part of the total was 23. So that leaves 27 people that are 11 waffles. I can't really do anything. That's not enough information, but I can go down here. What's 27 plus 15? 42. Okay, so now I can go this way if I prefer. So 42 plus 58. See how many total? That was 100 people responded. And then here, I can take 58 minus the 23 to get 35 here. So you can see when I add these up, now I can add these two up to get my 50, or I could take that and subtracted it there. All right, let's do this next one. Are you blonde, brunette, redhead, or black-haired? Do you prefer beach or mountains? Like anything has anything to do with anything else. So let's go ahead and get this one completed. Just going to make sure these two equal 360. Perfect. All right, so let's answer these questions. How many more left-handed people said that they like pancakes? So left-handed people that like pancakes, so that's 35. Then the left-handed that liked waffles. Was it 20? How many more brunettes said they prefer beach, so brunettes beach, to mountains? How many more right-handed people preferred waffles? So right-handed people who preferred waffles than left-handed people that preferred waffles. So you really have to read those carefully. So both of these have to do with waffles. So you have to make sure you understand that. All right. Now let's talk about relative frequency. So this is a little bit different. So relative frequency is really making it into a percent. So while frequency is the number of times that something occurs, relative frequency tells us the number of times something occurs compared to the total. So it's almost like the part to total, and then we make it into a percent. So here we go. So to find the relative frequency, you set up a ratio comparing the frequency to the total, and then convert that ratio into a percent. Read your questions carefully to determine the total. Is it referring to the entire table or a specific row or column? And then to get to your percentages, to get to a percent, you just take your fraction and you multiply by 100. All right. So let's try this. In a survey, out of 50 people, of 50, 23, so 23 was part of that 50. Their favorite ice cream was vanilla. So what is that frequency? Relative frequency. So you're going to say 23 ABC 50 times 100, and that's going to give you your percentage, 46%. Next one. Let's fill out this table. You can just write them down. We've already done this, so you can just copy mine. And this is where it's tricky. So of the people surveyed, what is the relative frequency of people who floss regularly? So how many people floss regularly? So I'm going to look at this whole column, and I got 32 out of 100, which makes it super easy, which is 32%. Okay. A lot of times they like that simplified, so you could always simplify that into your calculator. This one says, of the people who own a gym, membership, so gym membership, what is the relative frequency of people who floss? So now we're looking down this column. So how many people floss regularly? 21 out of the 45. So 21 ABC 45 equals times 100. I'm going to round that to, I wonder if we can use our percentage key. 21 ABC 45, and here's the percent. That's not going to work. Nope. Okay, so it's going to be over 46, so we're going to say 47%. We kind of rounded, but we made it easier. It was over 46. So of the people who do not own a membership, what is the relative frequency of people who floss? So 11 out of my 55. So 11 ABC 55 times 100, 20%. I'm glad that was easy. Okay. Does there seem to be a relationship between people who own a gym and people who floss? So where's the people who own a gym? Membership. Here, right? 47 is more than the 20%. So yes, that's how you compare those. I know in the Alex assignment, it's kind of weird. It may be kind of confusing. Let's try one more. I know this is long, and if you need to break this down, I get it. So let's go ahead and fill out this table, and I'm going to fill it out for you, so because of time. So we've already been through this. Make sure you understand how these work. They just need to add up to their totals. Okay, so here we go. So Liz wanted to see if there was an association between people who have kids and people who have pets. The two-way table shows the results. Of the people that were surveyed, what is the relative frequency of people who have pets? So how many have pets? 64. Now this time they're talking about out of my total. That becomes 51%. Of the people who have kids, so of the kids, what is the frequency of having pets? So 41 out of the 63 this time, so that's 65%. Of the people who do not have kids, what is the relative frequency of people who have pets? 23 out of 62. So that's 37%. Does there seem to be an association between people who have kids and people who have pets? Yes, because 65 is greater than that 37 who do not. Use the results in Liz's two-way table to answer the following questions. What is the frequency of people who have no kids? So no kids. So what are you thinking? Do you think it's, what's the frequency of no kids? I think I'm missing a couple questions. Does it go over here? Yes. Why is it on the other side? Doggone it. What is the frequency of people who have no kids? 62. That's my total. So what is the relative frequency of people who have no kids? So it's part to my total, and that would be about 40, I'm going to round it up to 50%. Okay. Explain in your own words how frequency and relative frequency are different. So frequency is an amount. Relative frequency is a percent. Or part to total. Okay, we made it.